Hey everybody, Shaving Nobody Else's Auto. Been out on the road, salvage yards, antique shops, checking out all those cool places we all love to go and see what we can find. Well, I came home with another full load as usual. Got a whole bunch of cool stuff scattered out, got the truck unloaded. Whenever I get back from a run like this, I always like to sort it out because there's a lot of stuff that I've got. You hit salvage yards, you hit antique malls, you cover a lot of ground within a couple of days. I don't like letting it sit around for a week or two because sometimes you forget part of it. Even though I do a pretty good job of getting most of it marked, you always miss one or two pieces here or there. So I always like to get it unloaded as soon as possible, check it out, make sure I've got it sorted, marked, and ready to clean up. So let's take a look at it. Well, as you can see, we've got a wide variety of cool stuff and a lot of hard to find parts. So let's check out what came home on this load. Starting off right here on this edge, this is some odd stuff. 1965 Fairlane station wagon. 65 Fairlane, obviously a one-year only car. Not a lot of pieces out there for 65s, much less station wagon parts. Spare tire cover, headlight bezel, few interior pieces, hood lip molding, which is the same on all 65 Fairlanes. That's a nice straight one. Those are tough to find. Rear quarter extensions, wagon only. The moldings that surround the back window as well as the quarter window moldings, obviously wagon only. Complete tailgate. It's a pretty solid gate. I found a few tiny rust holes in it, but overall pretty nice gate. So that's some really tough stuff to find there. A few more Fairlane pieces. There was a 64 sitting near that 65, so I grabbed a few bits and pieces off of that, as well as some trim off of a little two-door Comet. Always watching for Ford pickup parts, a few pieces of trim for 73 to 79 with the rubber inserts on them. Lots of Chevy parts as well. A couple of pieces of moldings there, 73 Impala two-door. This entire pack of moldings here, 70 Caprice two-door hardtop. And into a bunch of 73 stuff. I did find a couple of 73 Impala two-door, the rear filler panel, the back window moldings. I grabbed all the 73 taillight lenses I could get, obviously. One headlight bezel. Got some more pieces off that 70 Caprice grill, hubcaps, back window moldings, emblems, side marker lights. This is another really unique piece here. 1962 Bonneville station wagon tailgate molding. That's a cool piece. I kind of like that. Batch of emblems, always watching for emblems. Whenever I can pop off a cool emblem, I always try to grab them. Some are going to end up on Sunday night auction, some of them I'm probably going to keep. Miscellaneous hubcaps, kind of the same deal. As you're walking around, you find a few laying in cars, you try to grab those as well. Now this batch of moldings here, these are tough to find. I've had several calls for these here lately and have not had any. 1969 Chevelle two-door hardtop vinyl top moldings. They go around the C-pillar and around the back of the car. Those are tough to find. And it even had a trunk emblem on it, so there again, always grabbing emblems. 68 Chevy full-size station wagon taillight lenses and bezels. 59 El Camino fuel door. Trunk lock cover for a Lincoln. Impala dash trim for a 72. As I'm walking by, you see something cool, I always try to grab anything that looks interesting. 59 Chevy Apache 32 front fender badges. These are not broken up. They've got a few pits in them, but they've got a nice shine. Great for a patina type truck. Lots more molding. 61 Bel Air four-door. 70 Impala four-door. 66 Bel Air, once again four-door stuff, but that stuff, you know, they're not reproducing it, so sometimes those sticks, somebody's got a nice clean original car, you need a stick of chrome, they're tough to find. Same thing with the 72 stuff. 72 Impala four-door. Headlight bezels, glove box door. Headlight bezels are 62 Buick full size, 75 Cutlass. Glove box door for an old Chevy pickup. How about the luxury Le Mans? 1972 luxury Le Mans. Got the emblems and some side moldings off of that car. This next big batch of trim, this is some interesting stuff. International Travelall. I think this was an early 70s model. It had the wood grain on the side. It was late 60s, early 70s with wood grain, so it had all this side molding on it. Not all of it was good, but I grabbed everything that was still good, including the rear side markers, all this side trim. fuel cap, tailgate emblems, and the luggage rack. It still had a luggage rack on it, so I grabbed that as well off that Travelall. 73, 74 satellite pieces, some side trim, back window moldings, and a tail light. Even found a 70 Buick Electra I got some pieces off of. Backup lights, side marker lights, emblems, trunk moldings, AM FM radio even. 75 Electra, we saw that in we'll see that in one of the other videos. The car had a factory console in it, so I've got that, but it's not here. But it's in the different pickup, but they grabbed the ashtray while I was in there. Some Cadillac taillights. 69 Dodge station wagon taillights, that's an odd piece. Another luggage rack. This one came off of a 75 Cutlass Vista Cruiser, so that's probably going to work for any 73 to 77 Malibu, Cutlass, Regal, or Le Mans wagon. And it has all the strips with it as well. Front bumper with park lights off of a 72 Love. The bumper's a little rough, but it was off, laying in the back of the truck, still had the park lights, so I grabbed those. And more moldings, 68 Impala, 62 Bel Air, and 74 Nova side moldings. Some more mid-70s A-body wagon pieces, some windows, some glass out of a 73 Century. Luggage rack for a Pinto wagon. Another luggage rack. This one came off of a 68 Ford LTD, and it also has all the strips with it. Some more moldings. These are 73 Olds 88 four-door. These are kind of tough because those have a rubber insert, and all the rubber inserts are still there. Now this last luggage rack we're going to look at, this thing is a beast. This came off of about an early 70s Mopar wagon, full-size wagon, and this luggage rack is huge. It has to be on a full-size wagon, or it might even work for something like a Suburban or something because it is so big. But it is a cool piece. It is all there. It's got all the rails and everything on it. So it's definitely kind of a neat piece and going to be a cool addition to somebody's big wagon or early 70s era full-size SUV, like another Travelall or a Blazer or something. More top moldings. This set 70 Monte Carlo vinyl top moldings. 64 Bel Air moldings, 67 Bel Air moldings. More trim off that 73 Buick Century wagon. Some more moldings, tail lights, dash pieces. This is some interesting stuff. 72 AMC wagon parts. '59 Dodge parts. This was a little two-door sedan. That was kind of an odd car, something you don't see very often on a 59. You don't see a 59 Dodge very often, period, much less two-door parts. '66 Dart dash trim. 65 Cadillac dash parts. Even grab some more miscellaneous hubcaps. Like I said, walking around, see them laying around, always try to grab some of the cool ones there. And some real hard to find G-body wagon parts. Rear glass hinges, late 70s, early 80s GM G-body. Quarter window moldings. Roof rack moldings. I do have the full roof rack. The roof rack was missing off of this particular car, but I do have another one in stock. But the strips were still there, so I went ahead and grabbed those. So that is pretty much it for the parts. But I also picked up a few cool pieces for my own collection, including some of these Mopar signs. Some of this stuff isn't super old, but some of these are getting back into the late 80s, early 90s. This one was actually in a Mopar frame. Feed sign. I'm not big into feed signs. That one's for my sister. She is. Sinclair dyno. I always like the Sinclair dyno. This next sign is really cool. Dodge Colt Service Center. Not something you see very often, and probably good for good reason, because nobody kept them. They were not a popular car to start with. They were in econo box. A lot of these signs did not survive. I was kind of super excited to find this one, even though kind of an oddball. I sure thought it was cool. It is plastic in a metal frame. It is double-sided, and it looks just as good on both sides. So I thought that was a great piece. Another one, this is a Mopar poster. This was when, in '96, when the GTS Viper was the pace car for the Indy 500, as well as the Ram was the pace truck. Obviously, I'm a Viper guy. Mine is a Gen 2, so anything Gen 2 Viper, I'm always excited about adding to my collection. So this is framed, the glass needs cleaned off, but a great poster, and definitely excited to add that to the collection. A couple more signs that I picked up. An old style ASE sign. I thought this was pretty cool. The ASE sign back when it was orange with the gear. So this is probably going back into the 70s, maybe into the early 80s. It's a double-sided sign as well. I thought that was a cool piece. One more sign, the Cadillac Value Protection Plan. Ask about 12-month, 12,000 mile service agreement. This was a flange sign, would have hung probably in a service department, or maybe even in the sales department. It is metal. It is double-sided. And I'm guessing this is probably early to mid 70s era Cadillac. So another piece that's a little bit different. I've never seen one. Probably not a real common one. I don't know if that makes it extremely valuable, but nonetheless, I thought it was a super cool piece. So there you have it. That's what came home on this load. A lot of cool pieces to add to my collection. A great addition to inventory. A lot of rare parts, a lot of stuff that you don't see very often in this batch. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Every time I'm out on the road, you guys always want to see what's coming in, what we find. Well, there's a good example of it. There you have it. Lots more cool stuff. Great signs to add to my collection. Tons of great inventory that I know we're going to help some of you guys out with some of your projects. So, as always, if you've got any questions about any of this inventory or any of the other stuff you see on my channel, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. That number is in the description part of this video. Just give me a shout. We can have a short conversation about your project or what you're looking for a project. Year, make, model, body style, the parts you need. All that information is critical to me to know if I might have something here that might help you out with your project. So every time we do one of these videos, a lot of you guys, you like to see what's coming in. So I always try to keep you updated with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. I've had a lot of cars coming in, more swap meets coming up. We're going to have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool content coming up.